And we are live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Thursday Night Live with my best co-host on YouTube, Scar Aquatics, and Smokey. It's going to be a wonderful night. For those coming in, welcome. My apologies for running so late tonight.
Skirt, 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 skirt. Rewind. Rewind.
Okay.
I appear
Did
that
you not
I've
catch
been
that,
replaced on Thursdays. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a big fan of my man Curtis, but he
Vibes.
is
I don't know if you caught
Saturday.
that. I don't know if you caught that, Vibes. You said my best co-host on YouTube, Skull Aquatics, and Smokey.
Yeah, TJ's my best, I know.
Where did TJ go, man? He's right here.
Hey, I was reading the. Hey, my apologies, y'all. I was reading the chat and I saw Scar's name. There.
We know it's okay. Okay. Rewind. Play. We're good.
My best co-host on Thursday Night Live, TJ and Mariah. There we go. Sorry, y'all. And Scar, I do love you. You know that.
I do too, for the record. Curtis and I get along great, and I have nothing to say about him not being a wonderful one of your co-hosts too. But he's not here tonight, unless you're telling me that I'm out for the next season.
Well,
that's the subtle way of firing you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And by the way, Skull wasn't in there first. Just got home, and I'm first for once. That's awesome, Skull.
Yeah, but I'll have y'all know I was the first like.
Oh, wow. She's putting the pressure on y'all tonight. All right.
Bam.
Welcome in, everyone. Tonight's live stream, it's going to be... I'm going to go ahead and put the banner up, by the way, as a topic. And if that offends you, you're more welcome to step away from the live stream. There, I said it. Why do the opinions of others impact our hobby?
It's a good question.
And FYI, we all have opinions, all of us. If you're alive, if you're in the right mind, you have an opinion.
True.
And here in a bit, I will go to fish on that link if it works properly, and welcome everybody in. But until then, if you do have a question or comment for Vibes, TJ, or Mariah, go ahead and put at Vibes Quartz in front of it. That way we can catch it. Without further ado, TJ is going to take us away and with the first comment.
Yeah, so this topic was one that came up like a lot of ours do, right? We had some general text conversation between the three of us that happens throughout the week, right? And sort of it just popped up from there. And so I thought it was a really good suggestion, Vibes, that you made based on that kind of very impromptu and current conversation that we were having. And so I think there's multiple ways to kind of look at this, and that's how I constructed my list. In fact, maybe that's why I'm being replaced. I'm old school with the paper, and Vibes is looking towards the 21st century, and so
I'm digital.
You're digital. So maybe that's what's happening here. I'm too old school for the hip kids here. I don't know.
Nope. You think I would be having you still on the live stream for about a year now if I didn't like you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe the probationary period at Vibes Aquatics is extra long, and my time is run out.
Hey, TJ, I have a notebook that says Skull.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Huh. I like it.
Oh God, I missed y'all.
I missed you too. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, y'all, I do apologize. last Thursday night live stream. It was a pre-recorded. I tried to be active through the whole live stream last Thursday in the chat, but I was at the airport, and what's interesting, some of y'all didn't believe me that I was going to take off on the plane. So that was interesting.
They didn't believe that you were getting ready to take off in the plane.
Majority of them didn't believe that. They said, "Oh, he probably did something else." But yeah,
What?
I actually went on vacation last weekend, y'all. My dad's birthday was this past Sunday, so we had a
Oh,
family.
well, happy belated birthday to your dad.
Yeah, he's still pretty young yet. And was interesting. But
I also need to extend an apology for last week, y'all. I was supposed to be in the chat as well. And I'm going to tell y'all the same thing I told Vibes and TJ. I'm not going to lie. I completely got thrown off by doing a pre-recording. And I'm a terrible co-host. I completely forgot. I'm very sorry, y'all. I was very much thrown off by the fact that we did it on an earlier day in the week. So my mind was completely elsewhere.
And I was at the racetrack.
Just
yeah,
the
last
worst.
week
I'm the worst.
was an AI generated live stream. It was, wasn't it?
Nah, there was nothing AI about that. We all had very good structured lists that that were well thought out and dictated well.
So
Yeah, actually, y'all, for those who wondered, I did comment in the chat or in the recording about it's a little more difficult trying to be the co-host and the chat at the same time.
be a co-host and be at the chat at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the chat to feed the. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because we didn't have a chat
Right.
when we were doing it live, recording it. Yeah. That's right.
Right. So it was a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Fishman.link, y'all, and see if it actually works tonight. That way I can welcome everybody in that's in the chat. All right. And for those who have never heard of Fishman.link, it's a website that 85% of fish tubers are on. And if you ever want to know anything more about it, I can maybe do a pop-up live stream and show you more information about it. I'd love to do it.
Yeah, that would be great.
It's been a while since I've done it, so I'll be happy to do it again. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and share the page over on here. I'm going to remove the banner a little bit. There we go. That way it doesn't get distracted. And for those coming in, this is who's all participating. It says there's 16 participants. Scholar Aquatics, Bratton Lightcap, Shetty Grady, Mark Starlson, My Fish Tanks Aquatics, Dennis Christensen, Vibes Aquatics, Dixon Designs, DG Guppy Fish, Outside Aquatics, DMP, The Koi Pit, 3 Idiots Aquariums, DD Trenden, Bunny, Viper, Big Steve's Glass Boxes, and Fish Farm Link. Welcome in, y'all. So that's how it looks over there.
That looked like that was easy to get to, and shows us that we got a good crowd tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those who wondered, now, yeah, like I said earlier, I've been willing to do an actual Fishman.link, I guess live stream. I guess you want to call it that. If y'all want me to do this, now it'd be like a pop up. So let's put that back there.
And are we ready to jump in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think lots of different ways in which you could approach this one, and so I put a small list together here on my notes because I feel like I'll even say for myself, right? It was the natural inclination is to go to kind of the negative side of this question. And I challenged myself a little bit, and I said, no, I said, let's kind of balance it out and think about, certainly there can be a negative side to this question, and certainly there can be a positive side. And so I've tried to mark down. I've got 6 things on the list, and I balanced out between ways that could negatively impact your hobby and ways that could positively
Mhm.
impact your hobby. And so first, when I think about kind of how can people's opinions negatively impact your hobby, the first one that I've got is because we don't know any better. If you think about, you are looking for advice as someone who's new to the hobby, right? And we know we've each had our own journey in the hobby. I've been very open about the fact that, I've been in the hobby again 4 years, and I
Mhm.
had taken a lengthy absence since when I was a kid and kept them up through right before I went away to college. I had fish and I had to learn all over again.
Mhm.
And so the natural inclination is to do some research and to try and understand, what are the current ways of keeping fish and how do you do this successfully. And I think we all want to do this really well and are to want to find out what are the best ways to do things. And so if you don't know any better, you're going to go and you're going to find a lot of different things out there that you can read, videos that you can watch, uh, various social media channels where you can get live, or people's opinions in the moment. And it can impact your hobby if you don't know any better. So you don't have that base of knowledge, you don't have the experience necessarily to build
Mhm.
on, and you're relying on these people who, I've said they're not professionals. We're not professionals, the 3 of us. Like, we have not been certified in any way, shape, or form as knowing anything about this hobby.
Right.
We're people with a platform, and thankfully, I
Mhm.
feel like we all know a at least a basic amount about the hobby, right? And
Mhm.
the advice that we give, we definitely are clear to say is advice, and it's our opinions. But it's not always like that. And so you can go there and you can feel like this person, because they've got this platform, they must know what they're talking about, and that
Right.
can have a very real impact on what happens, and you can make decisions based on what they say, and it may work out for you, and it may not. And
Right.
so I think that that is one that stands out to me, is just, it doesn't maybe impact our, our viewpoints on our hobby, but it certainly can impact the experience that we have.
Right. MNC has a question though.
Hmm.
Define others, product pushers or actual informative channels, or just people in general.
Yes, yes, and yes. I think all of
Mhm.
those have the potential to
Yeah.
impact your hobby, right? I think, again, there's positive and there's negative impacts on the hobby.
Mhm.
And I think any of those types of folks, if we have to bucket them in these 3 buckets, I'd argue there's probably more than just these 3 buckets, right? But if this is what we're looking at based on MNC's question, then
Yeah.
others is all of them,
Yeah.
and they all will have the potential of some sort of impact on us.
Yeah. Um, I hope that answered your question, MNC. Yeah. This is others. The reason it's worded that way because this is a broad topic, y'all, and I want everyone's opinion. You get hey, go again. I want to hear everyone's opinion about this topic. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yep.
So no one's excluded from this. And we do have some more people coming in. Foxy Fishy came in, MNC, and Hot and Her Design. Welcome in, y'all.
And there's quite a bit of chatter about Pep's panties.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening here,
there's
but
an inside joke about that. What it sounds.
I'm not too sure. But yeah, it conjures up a certain mental
Mhm.
image.
If it's an inside joke, I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything about it. Not tonight. Hmm. Yeah, and since MNC is pushing this, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it a little bit.
Go for it.
Product pushers, I don't want to watch anymore. Product pushers can be a good thing. Can be. You hear that?
Hmm.
It has its pros and cons for product pushers. Um, some products need to be pushed out there to a broader group in the hobby, because some of these products are not very, very wide known, so that can be a good thing. But then again, if it's been pushed out there, is it really a good thing? That whatever product that is, it's getting pushed out.
I mean,
It has its pros and cons about it.
I think intent matters a lot.
Yes.
If they're a product pusher because they're talking about a product in a way where they want people to be aware
Mm-hmm.
and to make an informed decision, then I don't know that I have a problem with it.
Right.
If they are a product pusher who aligns themselves only to one product or one company, and does it in a way where they downplay other competing products, that to me is different, right? I have always kind of been of the school that, in sales, you look weak when all you can do is downplay your competition, right? Instead of saying the positives of your products and the reasons why you would recommend your products. To me, that's a much stronger position and is one that actually informs people and allows them to make an educated decision, as opposed to just the negative side of, oh well, we're better than these guys because these guys, their formula is no good, or
Right.
it's so I feel like the intent is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of Hilda Stein kind of answers that. I think the difference between pushing a product and product discovery.
Yep.
That's so true.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Big
Thank you.
difference in those
Yep.
two things. Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jake or Katie or both.
Yeah. That was perfect answer. I like that.
Did you see
agree
Kyle's
100%.
Kyle's comment as well, outside in?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I think I think there's an element here where we all have to be responsible for our own actions. And I tend to feel like I agree with Kyle, where being open to nobody's opinion, I think, is dangerous as much as being open to everybody's opinion.
Mm-hmm. And isn't that kind of one of our goals in it, especially if we're using live streaming on a regular basis? We're kind of trying to expand the community, So yeah, that way, if there's more in the community, there's gonna be more of a diverse opinions and knowledge, so we can all learn from. So yeah.
I
And
think a
it's
big
not
part of
just
it too is being able to do research. I mean, because you can, whether you're open to only a certain amount of opinions or everyone's opinion, at the end of the day, those opinions are all based on some piece of information, whether it's based in fact or not, is for you to find out. So I think it's not just about allowing the opinion itself to impact you or the way you do things in a certain way, but about being able to absorb that and do your own research and come to your own opinion based on the information that you receive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And once you're able to kind of to go into it a little bit more and come to your own conclusions, it's not necessarily that outside opinion that's directly affecting you. You've been able to do your own research and maybe make your own tweaks to it here and there, or
Right.
you know, or maybe you've gone with it completely direct. Doesn't matter. But it's also about discerning whether or not it is that person's opinion, or like you guys were saying, whether it's something that they're being paid for, like a
Right.
product pusher or somebody like that.
Mhm.
Is this something that they're being paid to say and represent? Is this something that they're doing simply for likes and views and clicks, or is this something that's truly worked for them
Mm-hmm.
and could work for you as well?
Yep. I think that's right. It's the difference of doing something for the good of the community that you've built
Mhm.
versus doing something for the good of yourself, potentially, right?
Right. Right.
Like Steven's comment, I think you've got it highlighted there, Vibes.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, yeah, he said, well, speaking of product pushing, Vibes pushed the Hollyland Lark M2 wireless mics on me, and I must say they are pretty dang great. So that was one where you talked about that on this stream, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks, 2 months ago, something like
Yeah.
that they were ones that you had purchased and that you really liked them and thought that they worked really well and that they had a lot of applicability for, like when you go out collecting and making it easy for you to be able to stream and to make content.
Mhm.
That was hey guys, listen, I think this is really great. It may be good for the community. And you left it there, right?
Yeah.
You allowed people to make up their own choices. And this is a situation where, Steven obviously listened to your recommendation and he's agreeing with that. And so that's what I mean is doing it for the good of the community. That's a
Mhm.
whole different approach than, hey, I'm aligned with, ABC company and I'm, here just to sell their products no matter whether it's useful to you or
Right.
not.
Right. That's so true. Hey, and also Steve B, I appreciate that you're shouting it out. But that my intent was not to be shouted out like that. But I want to. It's my opinion. It worked for me. If it worked for you, great. So,
Mhm.
and did have a comment a while back that highlighted. If someone tries to tell you something that is only
Mhm.
it's the only way, look out. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that goes for anything in life, y'all. Not just in the hobby.
Yep, I think that's exactly right. And we were joined, looks like, by Paul McCarthy,
Welcome,
Big
Paul.
Steve,
Big Steve.
Susan for
Hey,
SLC
Susan.
Aquatics just jumped in here. So,
Jeff Kane.
yep.
Everyone is in here to hear your opinion.
Whose opinion?
Your opinion.
My opinion. Oh, I don't know about that, but our collective opinion, maybe.
Keeping fish in water is the only way. Look
Hmm.
out. No, it ain't. I kept it in a skillet. I kept it in the grill or the fire. Oh, sorry. This is not Food Channel. Sorry, y'all. My apologies.
You leave those frontosas alone, Vibes.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, that was close. Hey, welcome in, everyone. And our opinions is to help the next person maybe just do something right, in the hobby, right? Again, it's an opinion. I mean, it worked for me, so maybe it might work for you. If it don't, we can definitely still talk though. We can discuss, hey, maybe do this, try this way or try that way.
Yeah, that ties really nicely to my first point on the positive, and it's that we find a trusted friend.
Right.
Right. I think we've all found those people in the hobby that we know we can turn to. They've got different experience than us or more experience than us, or they're just willing to help us troubleshoot. And I think that's a really big benefit of, like Kyle said, being willing to open yourself up to other people's thoughts and ideas and opinions. You will be able to, if you pay close attention, you'll be able to identify the people who are in it for your best interest and are willing to try and help you and provide you that that support, that help, the ideas from those that have another motive behind it, right?
Hey, you know what? This is a side note. Hey, Stephen P. Since you brought this up, would you mind doing us a favor and putting the link, maybe from Amazon? I don't know, wherever you recommend getting it from, in the chat. For those that are wondering about that, because since you brought it up, I do agree with you 100%. So go ahead. I'll give you that liberty to put the link to in the chat.
I just thought of a perfect example of a differing opinion. So, in my opinion, I think you're crazy if you don't have a lid on your fish tank and you do like that beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, rimless, lidless style. It looks amazing. And it gives me anxiety every time I see somebody that has one. Because I think you're crazy. Put a lid on that tank. Your fish are going to jump out. Your water's going to evaporate like tomorrow. Put a lid on the tank. However, there's a lot of people that have the opinion and have made it work very well for them. But you don't need a lid. It's fine. The fish will be fine. And they're not worried about the evaporation because they either have a system set up to where they can compensate for it, or they have enough time on their hands to be able to continuously maintain that water level. But me personally, I need a lid.
Yeah.
Because it would be just my luck. I would come home and all my fish on the floor. Or in my dog's stomach.
Ooh, no, that's bad.
Nice snack.
He already eats salmon and sweet potato for dinner.
Ooh, so instead of salmon and sweet potato, it'd be convict and rice.
Vibes, he really is the king.
Vibes, you let the fish out of the bag.
No, out of the tank.
You let the fish out of the tank.
Goodness gracious, he's
all right, y'all. Well, since Vibes already said it, I guess I'll go ahead and show y'all.
Yeah, let's do this. A little break. Go ahead, Mariah. Take it away.
Let's see if I can get him to come on out here. Let's see what we got. I got some new fish. I got a bunch of new fish, actually. I have 7 of them. I don't know if y'all can see that very well, but then I got that big one right there. It's supposed to be a convict hybrid with something, but they don't know what the something is. So, if anybody has any ideas, let me know.
You mean eating them or keeping them?
Of what it is, Vibes.
God, he
My
has lost
picture is
all
not
focus.
that great, but yeah. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty well.
My apologies, y'all. I'm hungry.
Me too.
Okay, so all right, we're the same boat then. We're good. Okay. Hey, welcome in, Fallon. By the way, good to see you. He said it looks like a pull-up parrot. Susan says convict with red devil, maybe.
Mm.
I don't know, but Alex, if you want one or two of them, you can have them.
There you go.
Did you also
Alex.
see Noisy Aquatics joined us, as
Hey,
did
Noisy.
ATF Mike?
Hey, Mike, how you doing? And Fishwit,
Yep.
Asia, how you doing?
Just came in here. And can I say that I quite like ATF Mike's new logo? Switched it up a little bit. It's got, I think, the Cryptoheros Nanaludius that he's been breeding.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
By the way, you
like
guys, I
that.
keep looking off to the side. I'm watching the chat on the TV screen tonight, so I don't have to pull it up on my phone, because when I pull it up on my phone, it kind of takes away the entire screen. So
Very smart.
watching the
Very
chat over
smart.
there.
And
Welcome in,
Skip just
Skipper.
joined us.
Hey, thanks, Susan. Take care.
Steven says he doesn't like that Mike replaced a rainbow with a cichlid. I can understand.
Mm-hmm. And
Hagen
you
says, I feel sometimes that lids kind of suffocate the tank. Not sure if it's a fact. I just feel that optimal gas exchange happens if the air at the surface has good ventilation. Now, that is probably true. When I say a lid, I don't mean like completely closed off, of course. I mean, obviously mine's not completely closed off. I have 2 hang on back filters there. So even if it's just like a small area in the top is fine. But for me personally, like I said, I couldn't get over the thought of my fish jumping out of the tank, especially depending on the type of fish you have. I mean, I see people with like massive, beautiful, very expensive arowana or discus or all types of fish that are very much capable of being powerful enough to jump out of the tank, and they have no lid on it. And I don't know how they don't freak out. For me, that's just like, can't do it. I mean, these guys jump up above the water level and will knock themselves on the lid sometimes, and I have to come over here and readjust it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
It
serious.
scares the crap out of me. Yeah.
That is a good point. You know what? I'm gonna screenshot that. The Hagen Hill design. I never even thought about that. About the suffocate the tank. I like it. That might be a deeper discussion later. So thank you for that. All right, Foxy. Have a great night.
How sweet.
Does that have something to do with the previous hashtag?
Ooh. Like I said, I ain't going there tonight.
No. I don't know. Coincidence?
Anywho, moving on.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna read off what Google said about this.
What Google said about that.
I like to ask Google questions. Hear their opinion.
Okay, very good.
Their opinion. The opinions of others can impact our hobbies because of our initiate social nature, where we often seek validation and a sense of belonging. leading us to subconsciously adjust our hobbies based on what we believe others is cool or acceptable, to avoid social disapproval or to fit in with a group, even if it means promising our own genuine interest.
Huh. So Google came up with one of my other things that I have on the list.
Yeah. So, y'all,
It's
if you want to hear
confirmed
someone
Todd
else's
is an
opinion,
AI.
if you want to hear someone else's opinion, go ahead and ask Google. They might just give you the right opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, it is an opinion.
It said desire to keep up is another reason why others' opinions may impact our hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
my gosh, Sam is here. Sam.
What? Hey,
Hi,
Sam,
Sam.
hey Sam.
the man, the legend, the
Dee
best
Dee said
moderator.
Google has probably read your list by now, Todd.
It's quite possible. It is
Uh-oh.
quite possible.
So
Do you see?
now Google, did you hear that? Google has changed their opinion as well to kind of fit in with the social group. Tell you what.
Wow.
Hey, you know, they're listening at all times. Alexa, Google, all of that, Siri, you know.
Mm.
That's why 1 minute you're talking about something that you might have a craving for, and then the next minute you're scrolling on your social media and you see an ad for that same food place.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm,
I've done that.
It's all
It's
part
actually
of the
kind of
algorithm,
scary.
y'all.
Mine is
No.
usually car parts or racetracks, but same concept.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Yep.
see Foxy's reply?
Yeah, I saw that. Ha ha, Foxy. Anyway, welcome to Night Owl Aquatics.
Oh gosh.
That
Okay.
has a deep meaning. Anyway, moving on. Hey, you mentioned something about lighting. Well, I didn't catch the whole thing. DJ.
About lighting.
Yeah. Your next item on your list.
Oh no! That Google came up with. It was desire to keep up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was just saying that one of the things that I had written down is that I feel like even if you think about like fish popularity, like species,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something that comes in waves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like there's a bit of an element of it that, you know, as we start to see in the various, whether it's at our fish clubs or it's, you know, on a live stream or it's in people's videos, there's an element of influence that happens there where, you know, all of a sudden, I don't know, like Geophagus, very popular fish, right? A lot of the different varieties, and it's you hear about it here, and you hear about it here, and you hear about it here, and I think there's a piece of it where it can cause people to say, "Oh gosh, like this is everybody loves these things, and so I'm going to start keeping them." And you start to do things to kind of keep up, or the types of tanks you keep, or the parts of the hobby that you're interested in. You know, certain things become popular, and it can cause people to sort of make a decision that they're going to that they're gonna, you know, make a decision to do something because they continue to see others are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah, what you got?
So I was just gonna say, do you guys remember when I texted in our group chat earlier a couple days ago and said that I got some new fish?
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all remember what I said after that?
Yeah.
That they're not maybe like a favorite,
Very
right?
underrated
Yeah.
and probably gonna get a little bit of hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually the reason I chose to go ahead and bring these home is because not a lot of people like them, not a lot of people want them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to buy them anymore. and people think they're really difficult to get rid of, and they're a nuisance in your tank.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, haha, I went and got 7 of them.
So, right there. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, yes.
I like it. I like it. You're going against the public opinion, majority of public opinion, which is awesome
Hmm.
Mhm.
because that might. Hey, you know what? That might change someone else's opinion now. If my riot did it, Smoky Fish Girl, if she did it, I mean, definitely the right thing. I mean,
Hmm.
I doubt I have that level of influence, Vibes.
somebody's following you. We all have followers.
Garcia Aquatics.
Hey, God,
Berto's here. Hey, man. Did you see Mike's comment? Breeding for profit. Everyone wants these, so I'm going to breed them. By the time you usually have some ready to sell, the fad is over. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's so true.
That's right.
So, what's your opinion about that? Should we stop doing that?
No, right? I think it's a good way to try to offset the cost of the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a balance. If this is a true hobby, then keep what you like. Keep what you like, keep what you have success with, keep what you can care for properly. And don't pay attention to following necessarily the trends, right? It's okay if that's what you want to do, but
M&C.
people come.
I'm sorry, what? Excuse me?
Uh,
What?
I think he might have hit a home run right there.
I got Africans in here too now, honey. Hold
And
on.
wait a minute.
Wait a
Let's
minute.
be really clear. When we say Africans, are we talking about because
What
I
what
know
what 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 type of Africans are we talking?
we can't be talking about Tanganyikans because those
We
are
can't be talking about peacocks. Which what?
I don't
I'm
know
sorry,
what's
excuse
going
me.
on now.
I think y'all hit the soft spot of my co-host, y'all.
I mean,
All Things Fish says Main Lake Africans are lame.
Ooh,
oh
I like this, y'all.
man. What?
I think we might have lost my ride. I'm sorry, y'all.
Don't let me go downstairs and tell my shell dwellers you said something like
I'm
that.
going to bed.
They will personally commandeer my car and they will be at your house in the morning and there will be words.
Yeah.
Those guys
Words
are
and lots of water.
awesome and they are feisty.
Cichlid worlds. I like this.
Man. I am taking punches left and right here tonight. I'm getting replaced. My
Yep.
fish are being attacked. I don't know what's happening anymore.
And that's why this topic is so important, because this is all opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're seeing it actually it does. Hey, honest, it will. It can affect how we do it.
Mhm.
It depends on how do we take advice or opinions. Do you take it and run with it as the truth, or do you take it and learn from it?
Yep. It perfectly
Mike,
fits
yep.
into my third point. Some people are quick to share opinion as fact.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mike, I know you're screwing around. I
Yeah.
am too. I'm not
Let's
actually
go.
really offended.
And I'm enjoying this, y'all.
I'm just surprised.
You're what? You're surprised?
I'm just surprised.
Are you? Yeah.
I'm
Just,
shooketh to my core.
Uh-huh.
you're a little disappointed, Mariah.
Only slightly.
Only slightly.
Because guess what? My tank is a perfect reflection of me not caring about other people's opinions.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Steven
I
says he
got
wants
Africans and
abomination.
Americans together. I got something in there. I don't even know what it is. We got all. It's a golden corral in there.
Golden Corral.
Hey, y'all. I think
Wait,
Mariah
the
is really
restaurant?
If you know, then you know.
Did you hear that little fish behind Mariah? Did you hear that? She just called you Golden Corral. You're all right. You'll be okay.
Oh God.
Oh jeez. Oh God. Okay. I'm good.
Okay, yes, Steven. I get you. I get you.
Abomination cichlids. Wow. What does that look like?
Mm.
The hybrids, the flower horns, blood parrots. Yeah. No,
People are making all kinds of stuff.
Uh-huh. Jeff Kane says he can make Steven some abomination rainbows.
now that'd be interesting. I want to see those now. Jeff Kane, I want to see those. That'd be cool.
MNC says, could a convict and a peacock crossbreed? That would be very interesting to see if they could.
And if they did, that thing would be really feisty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be not a likely.
Don't believe they would be able to.
I don't think it's a
I don't
likely.
think they're close enough. Yeah, I don't
No.
think they're close enough to be able to crossbreed.
But I think there are several cichlids that kind of fall into the same family as a convict that could certainly crossbreed.
Mhm.
And that this case, Steven, that opinion, I kind of agree with you on that.
Balloon rainbow fish?
Yeah.
Oh, good
But
God.
there again, that's my opinion. But you know what? If that fish gets another person into the hobby, they see it and fall in love with it, they start keeping it, that's a win.
What about
You know what?
longfin?
I'm gonna come out and say it. I don't like flower horns. They're ugly to me. They're very ugly to me. They
Yeah,
need to stop being bred.
Benjamin Peters is on the right path. Balloon rainbows with swordtails. I was thinking longfin, balloon body, maybe glowfish rainbows.
Ew.
That just not. There goes my opinion. My apologies, y'all. My opinion.
Ew.
Empire of broken fish aquatics.
Balloon body fantails.
I like this.
Hashtag Frankenfish.
Jeff's over there crossbreeding his black moor goldfish with his rainbows.
Oh God.
It could be interesting.
Yep.
There was another question. Hold on. Go
Okay.
ahead, TJ.
Another one that I had on my list is, what about getting some advice from a great speaker?
Ooh. So how do you know if it's a great speaker though?
Well, I mean,
Elaborate on that. Speaker
Yeah.
as in public speaker, or speaker as in they're able to articulate well? What do you mean by
Got it.
speaking?
Yeah, so I was thinking like someone that comes to like a club event and speaks.
Okay.
I would be remiss if I didn't put a plug in for the fact that we are 30 days away from the Keystone Clash. If you don't know what that is, KeystoneClash.com. That is I believe it's one of the largest, if not the largest, club run conventions that we've got going on in the country. It is a partnership between the Cichlid Club of York and the Aquarium Club of Lancaster County. It is held in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. It'll be the first weekend of October. I think it's the 5th, 6th, and 7th, or 4th, 5th, and 6th, whatever that Friday, Saturday, Sunday is in October. And that is an opportunity to do exactly what I was talking about and to see some really great speakers. I think there you will find people where you can look at their bios and understand their backgrounds, and that the fact that they're speaking on topics that they've researched or is part of the company that they run, and so they're coming at it with quite a bit of their own experience that they can use to help. And so I feel like that's one way that you can positively get impacted. You can find a speaker that maybe they're not a friend of yours, at least not now or not yet, but you can take little things away from it. I think last year I listened to a number of the speakers. I thought Dan from Dan's Fish, he did a talk related to how he ships fish.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, his demonstration of how that happens. And whether you're a patron of his business or not, I have a hard time arguing with the fact that the technique that he used to ship fish safely was next level. And for me was very informative to say, if I got to a place where I started to ship some fish to people, I want to try and implement some of those things that he does.
All right, welcome in, Peter and Peters, Mike B, Emma Rose. Sorry, Emma, I got all excited. Yeah, a great speaker normally has done their research, kind of like it's like an in-person live stream, basically. Right, TJ?
Did we lose you there, TJ?
You did, but I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. We missed you.
Sorry. Yeah, my internet looked like it kind of timed out for a minute.
No, I was just saying, a speaker at an event like that, isn't that kind of like a live stream, in person kind of thing? Because they've done research about whatever they want to talk about, and they present it to the group.
Very similar concept. And Steven says in-person live stream, aka a conversation. Yeah, I mean it's a conversation of one, or in some cases a couple of speakers and an audience of people. And they do typically run them that way, right? Where it can be a dialogue. You can ask questions, you can provide your perspectives and things like that. And so I think those are really good opportunities to learn something. And I'm also a fan of learning something that you don't want to do. I feel like that sometimes is just as valuable, if not more so, than learning what you do want to do, right? So listen to somebody, hear how they believe something should be done, and you learn, hey, that's not really the way that I want to do it, and here's kind of the reasons why. I don't feel like disagreeing with the approach because you've got your own reasons that are founded in what you believe. I think that that's okay as well. I think there's room for that.
Let me ask you guys this, since both of you attend way more events than I've ever been to where there are public speakers and things like that, do you find that people are less inclined to ask questions and just kind of probe for the information that they need or want in person, as opposed to on a live stream or over a video or something like that in the comment section? Do you think that people are a little bit more confident about asking the questions that they want to ask online as opposed to in person?
In general,
Yes.
I would say, yeah, probably, right? I think there's an element of it tends to be much easier, I think, for people when there's a little bit of that separation,
Yeah.
Mm,
right? And it's what I think we have talked about on the stream before. It gets people feeling brave, right? And willing to say things to say to someone's face, right? So I do
right.
feel like there's that similar kind of, trepidation that somebody may have does potentially come up. But I've also sat through a
Yeah.
lot of those talks, and there's always some questions. So you've always got some people that are willing to step out of their comfort zone or maybe it just doesn't bother them and they'll, are willing to
Yeah.
put a question out there. But in general, it's probably more friendly for the majority of people.
I suppose I was just kind of more so thinking from like maybe the perspective of a beginner fish keeper, right? That maybe doesn't know how to really navigate starting out, and being in that type of setting may be fairly intimidating for a beginner, and
Sure.
especially considering a lot of the people that are there are already going to know a lot of these basic beginner things, and asking a lot of the questions that they may need to ask to ascertain the information that they do need could seem potentially intimidating to them in a in-person setting, I think.
hmm I think that certainly can cause people to want to hold back a little bit. And again, I think it varies. I like Mike's comment when people give talks in person, their name and image is on the line. A little bit more putting some pressure on them to
Mhm.
provide better advice and solid info. Yeah, I think that's right, and that's why I view that as a likely place where it could very positively impact your hobby.
Hmm. So should we take an in-person talk more as a truth versus something that we see online?
No,
Mm-mm. Not at all. It should
no,
still be treated as an opinion regardless,
Mhm.
whether, like I said, whether that opinion was given to them based on fact, or the opinion was given to them based on their own conclusion making. You should still be able to absorb the information that you receive from that opinion and do your own research to be able to back it up and make your own
Mhm.
conclusions.
yeah, I think it's far too easy for people to want to blame the opinions of others for things where we've got to
Mhm.
take some responsibility.
Right.
We may not know any better. Okay, fine. I can believe that to a certain extent, right? That was kind of my first
Mhm.
point is that, people can be impacted because they don't know any better. But with the access to information, there's really not much of an excuse for you not verifying what you're hearing and making an informed decision. I have not a lot of patience for someone who says, "Well, I just did what I was told," right? No, like this is
Mhm.
your hobby. Those are your fish. You need to take responsibility for the decisions that you make. Yes, they were guided by something or someone, but come on now. Like at the end of the day, unless that person was right there with you and they did whatever you did that caused potential calamity, then you took ownership and responsibility for that action, and it's not
Mhm.
really right to necessarily go back and then put all the blame on that one thing that you found that caused you to do this.
Right.
And then from another part of that, TJ, what you were saying just now is from the retail perspective, you have people that you will also have that will also hear the opinion, hear what the person at the store or wherever the expert is telling them, and they don't actually follow through with the entirety of it.
True.
That is another part of it. And then they blame again, they go back to blaming the method and the opinion that was given to them instead of taking accountability and understanding that they did not actually follow the guideline that they were given. Now,
Yep.
whether that guideline would have worked for them or not, they will never know because they didn't actually follow it.
Right.
They didn't do all the steps
And
necessary.
so then when it comes back to you and you're being told that all my fish died because when I put this stuff in the water, they just started to float up at the surface. Okay, well, what were the other steps you took? Did you do this? Did you do? And it just kind of falls away because of that clash in opinion. They're of the mindset that they don't actually have to do all of the steps. And we know that that's not necessarily true in a lot of cases, depending on what you're trying to do.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's correct.
Hmm.
I liked Mike asked a question here. Is it treated as opinion if they cite and provide the sources for their information, opinions, techniques, though? Very few people online provide any sources.
Yeah.
And I think the answer
Yes,
is
I
maybe,
would say
right?
so. I would say yes. Because again, at the end of the day, no matter, even if they've cited sources and
Hmm.
very specific information from which they formed that opinion, that information that they received is also an opinion.
Yeah.
We can have all these different entities and what have you that may be fact checks, but if it's not something like 2 + 2 = 4, then it's not really a fact. It's something that was found to work for someone at some point. They wrote it down and made it and documented it,
Hmm.
and it continued to work for other people, and it was taken as fact. But
Mhm.
sometimes it doesn't work.
Right.
Even when you follow all of the steps correctly, sometimes things just don't work the way they are supposed to in the guideline.
Hmm.
So that
Right.
makes it an opinion in my eyes.
Anything can be written down, put online. So yeah,
Mm.
just because it's written down on paper on books, that's still opinions.
So I think it's more
Fear,
nuanced
fear,
than that,
fear.
potentially, right?
All right, what you got?
Yeah. So I feel like there's an element of it depends on what is being talked about, because they may cite a source on something that is as black and white as what you bring up, right, Mariah? Right. So they want to talk about a topic, right? And they cite a source that says that Lake Tanganyika is a freshwater lake. And they source Ad Koning's book from whenever, when he was there and went and studied the environment. That probably within itself, I think we would agree, is not opinion. That's been
Correct.
right. So that's where I mean it's a little more nuanced, is I feel like you could take it to such a level where citing it is not an opinion, right? It's a fact that we've seen verified over and over and over again. But also, I think there's an element of it where I can take a series of data points and I can kind of make them say anything I want, right? And that to me where it starts to get into kind of opinion, right? I can take a series of different individual data points, pull them together, and say, oh, because I found these 3 data points out of maybe 100 data points, this is what it means, right? And in the way I've presented it to you, that's technically true.
Hmm.
But it does not mean that it's necessarily a representative sample, right? So that's where I think it gets in a bit of a gray area, where in that case, I would say, yeah, that's my opinion, that those 3 data points are the ones that I want you to pay attention to. So I think it's kind of a nuanced thing.
Right. And if science backs it up today,
Mhm.
then that is right. It's more than just opinion. But tomorrow it might change.
Well, that's also true.
Exactly. Science is not something that's concrete. It never has been because there's new discoveries, new evolution, new findings every single day. I mean, even if you look at certain medications, right? One day you'll see a commercial for this brand new medication. It's great. It does this. It does that. No side effects. And 6 months later, you hear that commercial. Have you or a loved one suffered this crazy disease because of this medication? Call this phone number. You may be entitled to compensation, because the science has changed, because they figured something else out. And the same goes for our hobbies, especially. I mean, they're making new fish discoveries every single day. New creatures, new species every day. So and new findings, not only just new species, but new findings about these species and ways that they live and can habitate in different settings. I mean, I saw someone keeping a guppy fish in salt water, not mollies, guppies
Mm-hmm.
in straight salt water. Don't know how, but they did it, and it looked great. But it may be somebody else's opinion that they're crazy for trying that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Either
It's
which
an
are quite
imperfect system, especially with fish, because even the peer-reviewed studies on fish are in laboratory environments or in their native habitat, neither of which are quite the same as our tanks. That's absolutely true.
And
Yep.
that is why we talk about our tanks and nature and etc. Because
Mhm.
we are all learning, y'all. Okay, moving on.
Yeah. I had one more on my list.
Go ahead.
And I wanted to end it on a bit of a higher note, right?
Yeah.
I think this is a topic that, depending on your viewpoint, depending on how the conversation goes, it can kind of lead you down a bit of a darker path. But why do the opinions of others impact our hobby? It's when we allow a loved one into our hobby that their opinions can impact it, right?
Yeah.
I'm someone who enjoys sharing things that I'm passionate about with loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
I get so much joy from my passions in life, and I want someone to sort of see it through that lens and to be able to understand what it is that for me can't replace them as part of who I am. And so for me, that I think is one really incredibly positive way where you may allow, someone in your life into your hobby, and maybe you design a tank together. And maybe maybe you wouldn't keep a particular type of fish, but you went to the fish store and that person just fell in love with something, right? And then all of a sudden now you have a tank that goes fishing. And I think a perfect example that, and I hope he doesn't mind, he's talked about it before, but Ed, Chattanooga Ed, he put a tank together for his mother, I believe, at one point, and I think she picked glowfish, like the white skirt tetras.
Right.
That's what she liked. And so, something that maybe for him he wouldn't have thought, but he wanted to share the hobby with his mother, right? And that is the sweetest darn thing ever. And so I just feel like that is one incredible way where your hobby can be completely impacted.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna says banana plants being ugly is one of those scientific facts.
And it looks like Stevenson's like when Jenna bans banana plants from the house. That certainly has an impact on his hobby.
It does.
I mean, we all know we all know that Steven is a banana plant connoisseur.
Right.
And so
I like banana
Jenna
plants.
said
They're
no.
cool.
Banana plants are cool.
I think they're
Jenna
pretty
says
cool.
no. Jenna says, don't you come here with that banana plant nonsense.
Mhm. Mm.
In fact, I
You know
think
what
if
I would
there's
love
a
to
vendor
be
at the
able to
Clash
grow
that shows up with a
indoors?
banana plant, they're gone.
There is a flower that I would love to be able to grow indoors, somewhere around the discus tank eventually, called Bird of Paradise. It is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
I don't know if
lovely.
you guys
Yeah,
have
they're
seen
really
They
it.
are.
Mhm.
Bird of Paradise is so beautiful. The first time I ever saw it, my aunt was working in this flower shop. She worked there for like 30 something years. She's a master gardener and she showed it to me. I fell in love with it and I think it's so pretty. Such a beautiful tropical plant.
It is. You're right. They're very pretty. Well, Jenna says other people can have banana plants, just not Steven. Okay, so we don't have to worry about there being like a situation in the vendor room at the Clash where someone is escorted off the premises because they brought in a banana plant. So, okay, I wasn't sure. Like it didn't happen in years past, so I kind of figured like we were okay, but maybe she just was holding her rage, and this year it was just gonna come flying out, and we were gonna have a situation.
Right.
But it seems like not.
Oh,
Seems like she's not
goodness.
that militant about it.
I did not get the notification for Ed. Is he going on tonight, guys?
No, but Skip is.
Oh, what time is Skip going on?
Skip's going on at 9:30, and I happen to know that because I am doing double duty tonight, and
Yeah.
I will be guesting on the Nocturnal
TJ out here
Feeding Show.
cheating.
Cheating? No,
TJ out here cheating, y'all.
I think not. I am using my own free time. Well, I was getting replaced.
Did you hear that?
I was kidding. Gotta do the ugliest cry ever. Just, Oh God, I look crazy. Oh my God.
So, what should the hashtag be tonight?
Hashtag Frankenfish.
Hashtag opinions.
Hashtag Todd's out.
Hashtag Todd's out. Oh, Lord.
Hashtag Todd's cheating.
Oh no.
Hashtag double duty.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
I said duty.
Curtis says he's wearing a TJ name tag Saturday night.
All Things Fish says, my sign Steven up for a banana plant subscription box so he gets a new one every month.
Mike, is there such a thing?
I'm sure there's a subscription service for everything nowadays. Everything.
Come on, Mike. Go ahead and do it. Do it. Do it. I want to hear the outcome.
We can make it be a thing. Yes, I love it.
Oh, God.
And this needs to be recorded, this whole thing.
Introducing the All Things Fish Banana Plant subscription box. Get yours today. Only $19.99. Or 4 easy payments of $5.99.
Are there banana plant cultivars? Steven wants to know. Is he missing out?
It's good. It's good. I like it.
Think of the names that we could come up for all the different varieties of banana plants.
I'd rather not.
Monthly banana plant giveaway at Mixed Streaming, sponsored by All Things Fish. And Mike says he's glad to order some banana plant tissue cultures.
Banana plant species wavy leaf species white.
I like it.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone going to the clash needs to take one there. Yes! Yes! Exactly. It's gonna be the banana tree clash of the year.
Get a free banana with the purchase of every banana plant.
Banana of the month club. Emma Rose says.
Banana of the
I like
month
it.
club? No.
Mm. All right. I did got something to
Sam
read to
says
y'all.
banana leaves make a comfortable and functional loin covering, apparently.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Why do you know that, Sam?
Yeah, exactly. Sam, huh? I don't know about y'all. Anywho. And your opinion, it does matter, y'all. But first thing, you gotta believe in your own opinion, your own choice, and value your unique interest, regardless of what others think.
Yes.
But make
And
it
don't be a
clear.
sheep.
Huh?
Don't be a sheep.
Hmm.
What I mean by that is don't just follow blindly. Do your own research. It's
Yes.
okay to accept the opinion of others, but at least do a little digging on it.
Yes.
And make it clear that it's your opinion.
Mhm.
Just be honest about it, right? There's no shame in having an opinion on things, but make it clear so that someone who may not know any better doesn't end up thinking that because you've got a platform, you've got way more knowledge than them, and they just blindly go.
Mhm.
Again, they've got to be smart enough not to go blindly for it, but we need to help each other.
Absolutely.
And tonight's poll, y'all. Did you make someone else's day better? 73% said yes. So, y'all, I do want to say thank you to everyone who did the poll. It is a lot better. This is the best it has been yet. So, I appreciate that. Anyways, before we head out, though, y'all, we do want to wrap this up. TJ, what you got for us before we head out?
Yeah. Thanks for everybody in chat. Like usual, you guys don't disappoint. You provided lots of questions and comments, and we appreciate it. And thank you to both of you guys, as always, for another fun Thursday.
Now, how about you, Mariah?
Well, y'all know, same as always. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for being on. Out with us tonight. A lot of good conversation. I think we had a pretty good discussion tonight. And same as always, you guys, treat other people how you want to be treated. Treat animals and help.
Thank you, TJ. Thank you, Mariah. And yeah, my best co-host on YouTube, y'all, tonight is TJ and Mariah. For those that didn't hear that when we started. Anyways, thanks everyone for coming out. Hopefully, these opinions that you heard tonight maybe make you think or dig into it a little deeper. Anyways, until next time, positive vibes only. Peace out, y'all. Bye. Yeah.